the tires just squealing. I instantly see the shock in her face. There's never just silence in the car. Still alive. Alright, so the kids have been sick this week, so they haven't been going to school. I don't really have many errands to do since we're trying to keep the kids quarantined and get them better so that they don't get the rest of the household sick. But the two boys are sick right now. Not a whole lot of updates. Still gotta get them stories out though. So let's get this set up. I've seen my dad angry a few times, but like never so angry that I was scared for my life. Dad would just need to do that little flick or like a psst, hoi, and Germ and I would fall in line. My mom, on the other hand, I've seen her sad, I've seen her upset, I've sat through her scolding, but I've only encountered angry mom just once. Back when Dragon Ball started releasing on Cartoon Network, my favorite character was Trunks. More specifically, Future Trunks. Even more specifically, the Future Trunks versus Perfect Cell era. This is when Trunks had his longer hair, not the short mushroom cut, but he had the longer hair, and when he turned Super Saiyan, the hair, whoosh, you know? I liked him so much that I wanted to start growing out my hair, and Mark had already started growing out his hair, and I thought he was cool, so I started growing out my own. Mom didn't like the long hair, and she was pretty vocal about it, and once my hair started coming down to like chin length, that's when she started to really press on me about my hair length. So one day after school, I get home and I eat my Burger King burgers. I didn't throw up this time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check episode, I can't remember, 6, I think. Mom comes over and asks me if I want to cut my hair. Dad is usually the one to cut my hair and Germ's hair, and he's been doing that pretty much our whole life. I can only recall maybe one time going into a barbershop, a Supercuts, to get our hair cut. But for the most part, it was my dad that cut Germ and I's hair. So anyways, I thought to myself, my hair is getting pretty shaggy, or I already started on a cut, but it's kind of at like this length and I need a haircut now. But at the time I figured it's probably a good time to get my hair cut. All right, let's go. So I finish my burger, throw away my trash. I step outside of our nice cold house, air conditioned and all, and walk into our hot baking Jeep. My mom and dad, for some reason, if they could avoid it, they wouldn't use the AC in the car. So I don't know, whatever. I roll down all the windows, or I guess I roll down my passenger window, my mom rolls down all the other windows, and we take this 10-minute drive out to a strip mall. In the 10-minute car ride, mom is already bugging me about my hair. It looks so ugly, Raph. It doesn't look good. Raph, you look like gangster. But I like my long hair. I'll just cut the sides and then I'll tie it back and no one can see, right? She still doesn't approve. She still wants me to cut it all off. But anyways, we pull into a parking lot, roll up all the windows, wipe my forehead from sweat, and walk into a Supercuts. Finally, air conditioning. Oh. So we walk in, we get seated. Mom asks me again to please cut all my hair off. I say, okay, maybe. Mom says okay, and then she leaves and goes off shopping at the Walmart next door. I wait in the lobby for a barber to call me over. She calls me over. She asks me what type of haircut I wanted. She runs her fingers through my hair. I tell her that I would just like the undercut redone and keep the hair on top long. I'm planning to grow it out a little bit longer. She does. Zzz, ding, done, all good. I wait in the lobby for my mom to come back. She's still out there shopping somewhere, so just gotta wait. She shows up a few minutes later, and I instantly see the shock in her face turn into disappointment, turn into anger, and she pays and we walk out. We walk to the car, roll down the windows, and head back home. Mom didn't say anything at all to me on the drive home. That was weird on its own. Mom always has something to talk about whenever we're in the car. There's never just silence in the car. We pull into our neighborhood and there's this long stretch of road before another turn. I'm sitting there thinking it's just fine, nice and quiet, I guess. And then Mom just punches it. Now there's no kids outside. It's like 100 degrees. No idiots is outside playing in the hot sun except for people like me, German Mark, those idiots. So the car is just screaming down the road, and then Mom brakes really hard, makes a turn, rolls into this short street, makes another turn, and then now we have another long stretch of road that leads up to our cul-de-sac. Mom again just punches it right through, and we're bulleting between all of the cars parked on the side, and she pulls into the cul-de-sac. Mom pulls up to our house, but not into the driveway. We're still sitting on the street. She opens the garage, and I'm thinking, this is kind of weird. But okay. I open up my door. Mom still isn't saying anything. I look over to Mom, and Mom is just looking dead straight. And where she was looking is just a fence. There's nothing there, but she's just fixated and looking forward, not making any eye contact. Now, I normally can't see red in people's faces, and I think it's because I'm colorblind. It's kind of hit or miss when I can tell if someone's face is red, but there was no miss this time. Mom's face was on fire. So I get out and I close the door and I take a step onto our driveway, and I can hear the tires just squealing as it's trying to make a hard turn on hot pavement, and then Mom heads back down the street. Well, that was awkward, I guess. So then I go inside, I turn on the TV, start watching more TV, and kind of wait downstairs for Mom to come home in case, I don't know, she gets in an accident or something. She eventually did come home, and we never really talked about it again. Yeah, so that was the first and only time I ever seen my mom that angry at me before. Usually when Germ and I get in trouble, she would still talk to us, pull us to the side, and still talk very calmly, use very gentle words. But of course, I was a teenager. I liked having long hair. Makes me look cool, right? I did eventually cut all my long hair, probably a few months after that whole incident. And then of course I grew it back out again, and then I cut it, and then grew it back out again, and then I cut it and grew it back out again, and of course my hair is long again now. Eventually my mom did come around to liking my long hair. Even now she likes it when I have my hair braided. Look at me go. I even learned how to braid all by myself, watching a bunch of different YouTube videos and stuff. My daughter, she doesn't like her hair braided. She likes her hair down. She likes her hair long though, so that's cool. Anyways, I never really felt or seen that kind of anger from Mom ever again since then. Even not necessarily directed at me or anybody else. Mom just doesn't usually show that kind of emotion or get that kind of angry. Even when I ran away from home, I ran away from home and moved in with my girlfriend when I was 16 years old. So there you go. She didn't even get that mad as that day back then, but that's a story for a whole nother episode. Anyways, all right. Oh, don't die.